Hello there and welcome. In this video I got you 10 tips and tricks for the early game in Dinkum. It's all things that I hope will help you progress through the game with fun and, well, it's just things that I have learned pretty much the hard way and I hope they're helpful for you. So let's get started with the very first thing. I want to talk about Wattle Tea. So Wattle Tea is made out of the yellow flowers of the wattle bush. And this is looking like these guys, yellow flowers. You can harvest them pretty much everywhere. You put them into these pots and then they transform into this beautiful stuff, which can also be further refined. But in this form, it brings you stamina for all your foraging quests that you want to do. It's really powerful, easy to acquire. I wouldn't sell any of these until you have a stupidly abundant source of them, and then you can still further refine them. Either way, these are really good for the early game. I find them, if you don't need healing to be the most effective stuff, they also refine pretty horribly, that you don't gain much money if you refine and sell them. It's like the game wants to tell you to use them. Number two that I want to talk about is found in John's shop. So this wonderful little thingy, if you ever find beehives or anything that your character carries on top of his head, dump them on this one and enjoy the money. This is a little thing that I don't know how long it took me, but sometimes you find fossils in rocks or, like I said, beehives in trees. Whatever you do, these things go in there and they bring really good money. Number three is regarding deep mining. So you can unlock deep mining via license pretty early, and building the mine is 250,000 dinks, and it doesn't really pay off in the early game. This is because you require a pass 25,000 for one entry. It's down there pretty dark, so you will need the torch, another little investment, but the biggest problem is the enemies down there are pretty dangerous and abundant. So as long as you are not in need of pretty large amounts of iron, you are not really needing the deep mine in the first place. You can get your metal requirements, all you need, out there in the deserts. The large rocks there yield various metals, the ones that you can only pop with the copper pickaxe or better, and there's various mineral rocks there. This is where your early game metal is sourced from, and the deep mine comes after that. It lured me into the wrong direction, and I hope it'll help you out. Number four, help everybody out there. Ask them how their day was, and ask them if they got a job for you. Filling up these hearts is, for one, unlocking nice gifts and all, but the other thing is it just gives you so much money. From time to time, they dump something into your inventory, which is just way more valuable than the current stage of the game where you are currently at. Highly refined foods, for example, or other goodies, which you then can sell and reap big rewards out of it. And the other thing is, maxing out the favor of the people is a pretty tedious task, and just asking everybody which you are interacting with each day is making the task of maxing this as easy as possible, because that way you make it a marathon and not a sprint. Number five, I want to talk about metal detection. So the metal detector, together with the license, is your source for mechanical parts of all different kinds. This is pretty simple. You go towards coasts. I have made the experience that the vicinity to water seems to increase the drop rate, but maybe that's just superstition, I don't know. But scanning here and digging for treasures is just very reliable and a good way of getting these. I think selling these parts is only good as soon as you don't know what to do with these anymore. There's a lot of things that you can do with these, and it's quite a pain if you are hunting them. So I wouldn't see them as commodity to sell, but they're also something you could earn money with. It's up to you. Now, number six, the farming basics. So to do farming, you need, for one, rain, the NPC that is selling the gear there, and the other thing is get yourself a fence around your fields and buy a scarecrow from her and the watering can, and go for watering each day. If you can't afford any of these parts to do, you're pretty much there's a high likelihood that your seeds were going to get eaten by birds, or your crops are going to get eaten by dingoes or kangaroos. So altogether, without this, it's basically not really worth starting to work around that. So it costs you around, I think, 50,000 or so. Altogether, check out the items she got in her tent. If you can afford them all, you are ready to go. If not, well, you should rather delay it and repair it properly, because this game's pretty merciless. It makes you lose all your crops and you just waste your money. Number 7, the repair table. From time to time, there's a scientist coming on by buying shiny discs, aka CDs, from you, and you can get yourself a repair table there. Costs 60,000 and is pretty much not recommendable for the early game at all, because to utilize it, you need to get yourself from John's or from the scientist, I think the scientist who sells that, a repair kit, and without that repair kit, you can't even use the table. So this one is again more versed towards the later stages of the equipment. I would even go as far that it's not even really worth it for iron equipment, but here we might have differing opinions, but iron is actually pretty abundant in the deep mines. Number 8, there's a little thing that really changed a lot for me when it comes down to collecting things out there in the wild. So when you right click something, the items drop to the ground and then you need to pick them up. But if you just right click and hold the right mouse button and move along the area, you just soak into your inventory everything that drops. This is especially cool for those trees, because here those lime trees are my favorite culprits. They always drop the fruits like that. And while I'm holding down the right mouse key, as you see there, it just gets soaked into my inventory. And I know this doesn't sound like much, but I must say, I have wasted so many right clicks before I discovered that. And it actually really felt quite satisfying once I discovered that I was just making all that work for none. If you find that cool, let me know. I hope this one helps you out. It changed a lot for me, at least. So, number 9, the machine manual. Hi there, Croc. There is an item at John's, the machine manual, which you can use to find out what items are good for. Here it is, 15 grand at John's, and so much worth it. So when you take it, you can take it to the benches there, hold down your left mouse, and that's that. The interesting part here is that this book is not able to show you anything that you haven't looted yet. So it's not even a spoiler one, it is just a reminder. And it's so powerful, especially since it also shows you the combinations you might have overlooked. If you have new items found, it does pay off from time to time to just walk past your workbenches with your machine manual and check out if something new popped up somewhere. And number 10, iron tier items. So I personally think that this is the ideal goal to get yourself out of the early game. Try to get iron gear on all of these slots. A pickaxe, an axe, and a weapon. And then I think you're absolutely ready to enter the deep mines and go further down the progression road. Because this is very costly in terms of permit points. You really need to invest quite a lot of license heavy lifting here, because each and every one of these is costing you at least 3,000. So, and then on top of that come the materials. This is a good goal though, because once you have iron gear, you are really somewhere else in terms of efficiency. Iron works fast, wears down very slowly, and as a matter of fact, it's not that hard to acquire iron even on the overworld, because those large boulders that I mentioned in the desert, they're also yielding quite reliable iron, quite reliably iron ore, enough at least to satisfy all your tool needs for the time being. If you have access to the iron pickaxe and a torch, you are absolutely fit to go also for the deep mine. You just need to be probably pretty careful around the enemies, or if you're good in games like these and combat, you might even find it easy. It's up to you. So, I hope these things will guide you well through the early game. I have much more to say, but there's only so many things I can pack into a list of 10 items. So let me know in the comment section what you either want to know about the game from me or what you would have added into this video. I'm all ears. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and probably consider donating to the channel. Some YouTube channel membership would also not hurt. Either way, I'm really happy about any way of help you decide to go for. Many thanks to all the supporters out there, and a lot of thanks obviously to you for watching this video up until this point after the ad break. I really appreciate you taking that time. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope you have a great day. See you soon.